entitled The Hidden Cost of Great Wealth. And it just reminded me how wealth has become the main tool of protecting criminality, frankly. There's all these studies, and there's no shortage of them that have been done, that find that the richer somebody is, the more likely they are to break laws. Particularly the ones that are easy to measure are traffic laws. It's called the Beamer syndrome. The more expensive the car, the more likely you are to run a red light, or not stop at a stop sign, or make an illegal turn or something like that, run people off the road. This is well known, but it gets larger and larger than that. There's another hidden cost of great wealth too. I had a friend years ago. His father invented Formica, and so he was born with a $700 million trust fund. And a fairly wealthy guy, or maybe it was 70 million, whatever it was tens of millions of dollars, lots and lots of money. And one day, Louise and I were at his home. We had known him for years. I mean, we visited him in several places around the world. When I was doing work on the Kennedy book, he and his partner were living in France, and in fact, my son stayed with them for a couple of weeks. So anyhow, we were at his house, and he was showing us a new print that he had just bought that was an original, not a Rembrandt, another one of the Dutch masters. It was like $2 or $3 million, and he had just gotten it, and he was framing it. And just out of the blue, he suddenly kind of bursts into tears and says, I've known you for over a decade, and you're literally the only person I've ever known who has not asked me for money. And it just suddenly hit me that if you're just like really, really rich, you've got to constantly be on the alert, because is this person really like me, or does he just want my money? And it just struck me as a real tragedy. My friend, his name was Jack Riley. He's passed away now. Died a couple of years ago, but Jack was a good guy. But what a burden. So anyhow, I wrote this piece, The Burden of Great Wealth. But the biggest problem, I think, is the societal problem, that great wealth can really do damage to people. I mean, and it really can do damage to society. And we used to have guardrails around this. We used to have a 90% top income tax rate, which wasn't just to raise money for the government. I mean, it was originally put into place during World War I to raise money for the war effort, and then again in World War II. But it was maintained throughout the Eisenhower administration, throughout the 50s, through the Kennedy administration. I mean, we had a 90% top income tax bracket. People were still wealthy. There were still some, really morbidly rich among us, but, your business managers lived in the same neighborhoods as everybody else. They just had the nicest house. They didn't live in a 700-acre estate with a bomb-proof bunker in Hawaii or something like Zuckerberg or these guys. I mean, it's just. And I really think we need to reconsider that. We need to think about going back to a time when great wealth was controlled in this country. Because one of the things that great wealth did, these by and large right-wing billionaires did, is they created an infrastructure, a media infrastructure, a think tank infrastructure, an academic infrastructure that perpetuates the idea that society should have classes and orders. Russell Kirk's old spiel from The Conservative Mind in 1952. And that's the normal order of things, when in fact we're biologically wired to care for each other. We're not biologically wired to accumulate stuff. Historically, in human societies, people who hoarded things were viewed as mentally ill. We're designed by nature, by DNA, by evolution to care for each other. That's how humanity has survived all these years. Not to just live these solitary existences with massive amounts of money.